This is an NBC News special report. Here's Willie Geist.
We're coming on the air this morning with breaking news from Dayton, Ohio, a second mass shooting in the United States in less than 24 hours. Overnight, 9 dead in Dayton after a shooter fired a long gun outside on a street in a popular nightlife district. Police were nearby when the shooting began. Several officers helped to shoot and kill the gunman in what they say was a very short period of time. 16 people were injured, none of them police. That comes on the heels of Saturday's mass shooting at a crowded Walmart in El Paso, Texas, which left 20 dead and 26 injured. The 21-year-old gunman in police custody. Officials say they're investigating an anti-immigrant document which may have been posted by the shooter. Let's get the latest now from NBC national correspondent Miguel Almaguer. He's on the ground in El Paso. Miguel, good morning.
Willie, good morning. The Walmart behind me remains a crime scene. That's where that mass shooting took place just a few hours ago. At about 10:40 a.m. on Saturday morning, we are told a lone gunman walked into that parking lot and began to open fire. There was some 3,000 people, upwards of 3,000 people inside that Walmart when he made his way in and began to unload on families who were doing back-to-school shopping. The suspect, we're told, was armed with an AK-47 style assault rifle and just began to unload bullet after bullet on anyone he could see. In all, some 20 people were killed and at least 26 people were wounded. Police say that the suspect then eventually surrendered to officers without incident. Police did not fire a single shot at the gunman. The gunman has been identified as 21-year-old Patrick Crucias. Police say he left behind a racist manifesto. They are investigating if this was perhaps a hate crime. That certainly seems to be a possibility at this point. Again, he did surrender to police. We are told that the scene inside that Walmart was described as chaotic and, of course, carnage everywhere. Families were trying to run out. Many people were struck with bullets who were rushed to local hospitals. Several remain today in critical condition. Investigators are still on scene trying to sort through all of this. The suspect, we are told, has been arrested and is being cooperative, speaking to investigators who hope to update us in just a few hours so we know more about his motive. Willie, back to you.
A Walmart full of families doing back-to-school shopping. Police, of course, going to be looking at that document, that anti-immigrant document, very closely. Miguel Almaguer in El Paso, thank you. We'll be following updates in both of these tragic stories, one in El Paso, the other now in Dayton, Ohio, this morning on Sunday today, all day on MSNBC, and tonight on NBC Nightly News. This has been an NBC News special report. I'm Willie Geist.